Welcome back again to the MDL. We're here in the grand finals. LGD facing off against EHOME.Keen. LGD
remaining.
were in the grand finals just yesterday, where they were knocked down to the lower bracket by their sister team LGD. But now we're taking a look at a brand new game, trying to see what's going to happen with it. And if EHOME indeed are going to be the ones who are able to finally break the curse, if you will, by letting LGD take the game, but it's going to be a Naga Siren last pick coming out for LGD. Very interesting. Interesting things also to talk about. You do have a couple of very high MMR players, a couple of very well-known players. Ame is going to be the one on this Naga Siren, I do believe. I don't think that it's going to be a maybe Naga, since Shadow Fiend is more often than not the one who he ends up playing. He loves that hero a lot.
Reserve time.
But you never know. It's an interesting departure from what they've played previously. I'm going to do a quick little thing where I can add on the icons for these teams, because there isn't currently a ticket for this right now. So we have to do and make good. We have to make do with what we have. I believe that this is going to be correct. We'll see if I get these right. Is it right about there? Oh, I hope so. I think that that's the correct way to make it work. EHOME.Keen, though, they're going to be taking the Morph lane. And this is a Shi classic. For those of you guys that don't know, Shi is the safe lane player for EHOME.Keen. Currently 9.3k MMR, I think, on the China servers, which is insanity. Incredibly talented player. And then likewise the Lina. This was a staple for them in the last series. They kind of got ran over by the Queen of Pain, but I think you have a better matchup against the Shadow Fiend, certainly. All right, I'm going to retweet that. Wonderful. Wonderful.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay.
5 seconds remaining.
Want to make sure that this is all looking correct. So I just had to switch over to the BTS mainstream because there wasn't the caster for the Alliance Empire set. But I just wanted to double check that it was all correct first. It says, like, there's supposed to be a 2-minute delay on this one, and I want to make sure that there was still the 2-minute delay, because otherwise that would have been terrible, and I would have been fired, and nobody wants to be fired. So LGD facing off against EHOME. I actually did get these mixed up. Here we go. That's that one. Let's try it right there. Beautiful. And then there. Right there. Oh, did I get it? It's so close. No, I messed up a little bit. I'm fired.
Prepare
All right,
for
cool.
battle.
Early movements out. CM. Along the top side. Escaper. He wants to place down a couple of wards. And I've talked about this before, but just how nuts it is that this is the state of the game that you're at for this LGD team. They're going to be going for the cogs deny play, and it looks like they are going to be able to get a lot of them. So a good start already for Maybe. This will be a good of the way towards helping him, you know, get the levels up and such. There are some pings coming out as well. That should signal that they know what's going on here. And Ori, rather, it's not Ori. For EHOME.Keen, it's actually Dark. Or, excuse me, no. I can't actually pronounce his name because it's all Chinese characters anyways. You should be able to get 18. That's the number for the Shadow Fiend Clockwork stuff. Although it's going to be a little bit less, since the Naga Siren is not going to be able to be with him through the entire time. So Shadow Fiend maybe can get like one more soul here. If they want to do it that way. It's not going to be as good because Shadow Fiend has to hit it twice. So I think he can get up to 12, but I don't even know if Clockwork is going to use another one, honestly. Yeah, it looks like they're just going to leave it as is. Ame wanted to get out in time to get the rune, and Escaper wanted to get out in time to lay down these wards. So it's really not the best. Usually you can come to lane with a lot more souls than that. Coming to lane with 11 is great, but it's not going to be like so detrimental for the Lina. I don't think, at least. 72 damage is certainly nothing to scoff at, but she has 60, should be able to last it at least somewhat. You can also last it a little bit with Dragon Slave if you want through your first couple of levels, and does have that early clarity. So maybe that's going to be the main thing that she's looking to do. But yeah, hard to trade hits with the Shadow Fiend at the early levels here. And going to be using the Light Strike Array to get last hits. Yeah, this is a pretty good play by her. It's about the best that you could hope for. Also trying to manipulate the creep wave. Meanwhile, it's going to be a pushback here. Cogs from the Clockwork. Also getting deny on that one to not feed away any unnecessary gold. And early on, MD trying to prioritize, dealing some damage to that tower. Okay. Well, Lina in the meantime hits the stun onto Maybe. A lot of creeps hitting him as well. Is this... You have Dragon Slave right now on Lina. If she wanted to, she could think about diving for this one. She's going to force him completely out of lane. Breaks the salve? Oh, wait, no, that was close. If that broke the salve there, that would be disastrous for Maybe. As it is, it's not great. Like, he has gotten, what is this? 3 more souls from denies, and then 3 more souls via last hits.
Denied.
He has 18 souls, and he's still getting denied underneath this tower by the Lina. Man, this mid laner from EHOME.Keen is having a hell of a game already. Well, very interesting and auspicious start as Batrider is going to be pulled back. He's got 2 stacks of sticky napalm on these heroes. Escaper, I believe, might be dead here, but they're going to try and kill him off first. And Escaper, can he escape? Nope. First blood drawn by the bat. Gets the fairy fire, and now trying to get out of there. Salve his will to keep him alive, and he's just gone. Don't even get the return kill. Rough go indeed, but still it's going to be Ame who's leading the way in terms of last hits. Down bottom, Morphling having a great time for himself, has relative free farm as well. And in the meantime, one raise, connects there. They want to make sure that maybe gets off to a good start here, but still Lina able to have a decent time of it. And trading hits as well, sending in the illusion rune. They're going to be able to deal some damage here as well. Needs to be careful. Gets hit by the stun. Not enough mana for the second follow-up, but might be able to find the kill nonetheless. Walks forward for the race. Trying to bring her down. She is going to fall. Maybe picks up the kill. Lina finds it in return, but well worth it for Maybe. I guess just not expecting that rune there after counting the mana and realizing that Lina wouldn't have enough damage. Or rather, enough mana for Light Strike Array and Dragon Slave. Trading hits still scary, but now with MD dodging the Light Strike Array, though. Is he going to do it? They end up finding the kill, but it again comes at the cost of Lina dying first. Level 3 versus the level 4.5 for Shadow Fiend. And top lane as well. Okay, they traded off. Ame trying to find a return kill. It's not going to be there. Batrider finds another. So things are going well in the mid lane for Maybe, but are they going well enough to be worth it for across the rest of them? I guess Ame is, you know, finding a good amount of farm for herself, but Batrider's just getting so much out of this lane. Curious movements and interesting decision making. And maybe some of it is just the MD, his ability to cause so much disruption in the early stages of this one. That could be part of it. Possibly also having this Clockwork in the support role. He hasn't been able to keep the CM alive, or honestly, it's just like there's not a lot of kill potential here on the Batrider, early on at least. Particularly with just the strength of this Warlock Batrider lane, and well, forces Ame back again. They can also connect this over to the large camp if they want to. It doesn't have any more of the big creeps left. Those have all been taken out. But you can still get some denies as well as try and find a pull. It's not going to be there. Ame comes in and the pull is not going to be successful since they blocked out the camp. Goes now on to the Warlock. They know that there isn't any Firefly here, and this is going to be enough to bring him down. So heads up play right there from Ame, as well as the Clockwork. They get the wrap around, and they end up finding the kill. Hanging on to that regen rune bottom. Maybe is going to have to head all the way back home. And meanwhile, Lina continues to build that lead. Is this going to be a kill down bottom? You have what stick charges as well as a waveform. MD looking for it. They have the heal as well, and goes for the jump. They do have that big waveform going through, and they're not going to go for it. Boundless Strike? He might get out of this because they end up eating the tree. Oh, great play right there. And then just going to TP away as well. How? Morphling. Oh, no. That was not the play right there. Wanted to save the waveform, I guess, but that should have been a kill, by all means. Yeah, there's no stick charges. There's no nothing there. Tide should have just been dead. They gave that one away for free. And heads up play as well by the Tidehunter. Eating the tree with the Iron Talon that the Monkey King jumped to. And EHOME.Keen are going to be kicking themselves after that one. Nice D ward. Meanwhile, Lina building back towards the Soul Ring herself. Seen a lot of the Bloodstones purchased by the Linas nowadays, at least in the Chinese region. And another wraparound here to see if they can find a kill onto this Batrider. I really like the early point that we've seen skilled up in net for Ame. It's made a lot of the difference here. And, well, there's the Flame Break trying to get back, but Maybe comes in and says no. The rotation early for the kill by Maybe, and now they want to try and take down a tower. Batrider, even when he comes back, isn't going to have Firefly to keep them off of the tower. And you aren't going to see any other rotations, I wouldn't imagine. Tidehunter can play it safe now because he knows that most likely they're going to want to try and pressure this bottom lane while the tier 1 is maybe going to go down. Warlock is coming in right now. Only has level 4. They have another net, and this is going to be another kill. Raise 1, raise 2. Easy peasy for LGD. So 4 to 6. Monkey King is here, but he's only level 4, and Batrider now showing up. They will keep them off of the tower. Fatal Bonds did at least that enough to freak out maybe a little bit. So multiple heroes in the area. Clockwork still not even close to level 6 yet, but does have those Tranquils. And it looks like we're back to the status quo. Holding on to that offlane tower, quite good for EHOME.Keen. Oh, Trent, what's up, man? Let's see that.
Bounty.
All right. So CM now, level 4 for herself. What else do we have? 4s across the boards for supports. Still a minute and a half away from getting that tome online. Can maybe start to see some movement once the Clockwork gets 6. That's when the hero really starts coming into his own. It's currently only a 400 net worth lead for the Dire, but the fact that they're leading at this point in the game, I think that they'd be pretty happy with that. They're going to try and go for a wraparound here. Might be able to find something onto that Warlock as top lane. They find the kill on the CM. Didn't really stand a chance there. Lina's already gone. And they're going to try and put the pressure on towards mid. They don't have Aquila here for the maybe Shadow Fiend, so the tower isn't going to fall quite as quickly as they might want, and also going to be able to pull the creep wave back with the Fatal Bonds. Warlock is getting experience mid. This is, in a lot of ways, going quite well for EHOME.Keen. The thing they need to be worried about is that Ravage is online for the Tidehunter if they want to use it. Gonna get denies here as well. Morphling having himself a great old time. And for the moment at least, just holding on to a Perseverance. And now he can farm at will around the map. So 5 to 6, Clockwork dead in the top. Easy again. They are getting close to the Arcanes for the Lina. And in the meantime, it looks like Batrider just going to try and get some, I guess, chip damage done. I thought he maybe wanted to try and farm out that creep wave, but it wasn't going to happen. Ame is in here messing with the stacks, taking away the runes. If Ame is left to her own devices, this hero can get completely out of control very rapidly. I like the pickup of the poor man's shield too. I feel like this is super underrated on these illusion heroes. You get the damage block on your illusions, which actually allows you to farm. I've actually seen Terrorblades go into the jungle with it after getting like the first 2 or 3 levels. But yeah, Monkey King is just going to get here in time to realize that the stack has been taken away. There's going to be a haste turn as well. Can't really try and punish. And it looks like they might even be thinking about trying to mess with the Morphling bottom. He does have 3 points up in the switch, and does also have, I've been liking seeing this, the adaptive strike to try and mess with the Tidehunter as he goes for last hits. But Ame is going to run at him now, and that will force him back a little bit. His top tower going to go down. Batrider should be fine in spite of this. Shadow Fiend barely staying alive here. And Hawkler cooking in, able to catch onto one. They have the heals, trying to bring him alive, but Flame Break coming a bit too late. And Clockwork still finds the kill. Monkey King smoked up, but they can't really do much. Maybe he could find, oh, you know what? If he can get this kill right here, he's going to be able to go for it. Goes for the Wukong command, the Malice Strike as well. They almost bring him down. They do get the kill. Big pickup there for the Monkey King. A solo kill on him. That is tremendous amount of worth. Look at how much gold and experience he's going to get. 450 gold, 700 experience, and now he's level 7. That is huge. Aquila done for the MK. Well, there is an illusion. You got that illusion. All right. They have Ravage. Point saved. They're looking. Hook in. There it's going to come. Was he end up dropping it yet? They're actually saving it still. The threat of the Ravage, so much so that they're just going to back on out. If they can manage to save Ravage there, but there comes the big chaotic offering down. Fatal Bonds as well. And now they want to try and back out. They don't need to take this fight anymore. Don't need to die for that kill on the Warlock. But they actually are going to go back in yet again afterwards. The fake back? With Fatal Bond still on these guys? What is the thought here? All right, they're just going to go for the kill. So they take down the Warlock. Maybe can kill off the Golem as well. No, because you have now the Morphling in the area. They just jump forward. They do get the Ravage off, but they've already lost maybe. What is this play? Adaptive Strike to burst the CM ulti, and now Monkey King shows up as well. They had their way out of here, and now having burned the Ravage, they're going to end up losing 4. Clockwork barely able to make the escape. Oh, and the Adaptive Strike just a little bit off the mark. They can still chase down Escaper, though. That was such a curious move. Flame Break going through, waveform, right-click, CM dead. And Eunice now basically handed over the Lincoln Sphere to the Morphling. I don't understand. They didn't even take the freaking tower. Go hit a building. All right, that was weird. That was very strange. All right, next move. Morphling gonna have Lincolns and Shadowblade for maybe. They want a snowball. For a team that looks so talented, some of their decision making has just left something lacking. And I feel like that's what's consistently costed LGD in all of these finals appearances. Like, you can understand there the song of the siren, but if you're gonna go for that play to kill off the Warlock, it's like, this is the biggest thing. You go for that play to try and take down the Warlock, right? And you make that play immediately. You go immediately in for it after the song, or you dive and then find the song afterwards. Like, you don't song back out and then decide to go back in. diving the tier 2 tower when their TP available is it's going to start coming in. And now the clockwork going to get going on yet again. You don't have Ravage for 30 more seconds. Wukong's command is going to come out after the push out with the flame break. CM ulti is down, but there's fatal bonds on all these heroes. That's going to be 2 dead, and now maybe soon to be more. You don't have quite enough mana though for the Batrider, so they're going to be forced back. While this is happening, Morphling dealing damage to Ame and causing trouble. The Tidehunter, interestingly enough, did go for the 50 damage as opposed to the bonus health. This is going to allow him to farm a little bit more efficiently, but he might be lacking a little bit in the tankability. I don't know. I don't know what to say. So Boots of Travel after Lincoln Sphere for the Morphling. You hand over that type of gold to him. Big swing. They have Ravage back up, and this is what they should have been doing from the start, is trying to push the objective here. They have the hood done. Building back towards the mechanism now on LGD. But while this is happening, your Morphling is going to split push the top lane. Chaotic Offering is also back up. 3 points right now in Fatal Bonds. Is saving that last point just in case there's a good moment, and there's going to be the jump forward. They might just let the Warlock die here. And while that's happening, Morphling can push out top. Now the nice thing about this is that Monkey King can chase. And if there is going to be TP rotations that come back, then you can go for an opportunity to try and break TPs. And it looks like they're not going to be able to break the Monkey King one, or rather the Tidehunter one. And that'll be enough to keep the Morphling off of the tower. So now they have to come back and defend. Monkey King can still break TPs as they run away. That might be a nice move. He's looking, trying to find. They're all heading out together. Kong's command, Boundless Strike. It connects onto 3. Kog's trying to push him back. But that's a CM dead.
No.
What's the opposite of regicide?
And Monkey King Boundless Strike back up in 7 seconds. They're not to decide to go for that one yet. Tidehunter is only, what is this going to be? About, well, he has his mechanism done, so Guardian Greaves and 1,700 gold. I think that's a really good decision by LGD to back out right there. If you take that fight without Tidehunter and also before he gets mechanism, your game is just so much harder. So he goes for the 50 damage. He's able to build into the mechanism. He's able to, you know, get the farm that he wants now. With Guardian Greaves up soon, this will definitely change around these fights to the benefit of LGD. Though you have Batrider with Blink Dagger soon to be done. Ame, still very far away from Radiance, goes for the TP, but is going to be caught out. Wukong's command as well as the Boundless Strike, keeping Ame in place, but the Song of the Siren is there. Still taking damage from these Wukong commanded, and in the mid lane, they're deciding to take the fight instead. It's going to be Lina going down, gets the deny off, and in the meantime, Warlock also going to be ran down. Does look like he's going to be able to escape. So, split push going to continue here. I would imagine Morphling can go for the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane. Tidehunter is here, still hasn't used Ravage, but Morphling will back out. And it looks like maybe can finish off the tower as well. Now they'll force him back again. Looking. Lina wants this. Laguna Blade is there. Is she going to get into range? She had the movement speed, but ends up wearing off as you have the Morphling. Just going to push out the lanes. The Tidehunter's running at him, but I don't think he cares that much about it. So back and forth we go. Late game, they have some answers for the Naga Siren split push. You know, Batrider pushes out creep waves okay. Lina does a great job of it. You, of course, have the replicate onto the Naga Siren illusions to go for your counter Radiance play. So over here, Boots of Travel on Morphling is going to continue to get a lot of net worth on him as they found a pick off in the jungle. Lina with the Laguna Blade and a nice little catch onto the clock. They are still looking for Naga Siren. The ping is just a little bit off the mark there. They think that she might be deeper into this, and she doesn't have Boots of Travel off cooldown for one more second. Jump forward, Boundless Strike, it's there! They've caught her! Oh, Ame, this is not what you wanted to have happen. Song of the Siren is back up in 5 seconds, but I don't know if it's gonna matter. That is such a huge kill, and they actually give it over to the Monkey King. He's gonna build into a basher pretty quickly with a couple of these high priority kills. 5, 2, and 5.
Top tower is under attack.
So killing off Ame there, he's forced to buy the recipe for the Radiance. Ugh, it feels bad.
This'll come in handy.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So tier 2 tower taking damage. They do have Ravage, and the Invis rune is there. Lina in some trouble. They decide to just go, and they might even be able to do it without using the Ravage at this point. Chaotic Offering drops down, but the Ravage comes after the fact. Now trying to turn on to these heroes. There's the waveform forward. Morblade still staying alive in this. Right clicks could come on to Tide if they want to. He still had the mechanism and didn't end up popping it. Now they go back in. They don't do any damage with the Requiem of Souls because the Song of the Siren came out. How does this happen? And now Wukong's command is there. They might have enough to turn this all the way back around, but do they really? See a multi down, dealing a good bit. They're still outside of the range. That Wukong's command, and well, the tree is going to be brought down now. Morphling trying to right click down to death. This Tide Hunter, mechanism is there, but now maybe, is he gonna fall? They switch over into the Strength Form, has the Ghost Scepter to try and walk away from this. And I think just now, we might see the Morphling get away from this. Thinking about going back in? You still have Monkey King here. Nah, they're gonna get away. But again, the team fight doesn't look great. They pick off the Lina because of that lucky Invis rune and, you know, dropping the Ravage on top of them, but a little bit of miscommunication between Maybe and the Ame Naga Siren. So, unfortunate set of situations for LGD means they don't get as big of a win as they would have wanted, but they're still leading. The game has definitely opened up for them a lot. It's just not as good as it could be right now. And, well, there's going to be another pick off Monkey King. That is a huge one. They wanted that in a big way. That Rider's still trying to mess with them a little bit. Lina is coming in from the other side as well. Hot now in the cogs. There's the pullback. Shadow Bladed Lina going in as well, but they won't quite find and call up the Tide Hunter as of yet. Do they realize that the Lina is here? Tide Hunter is playing this a little bit carefree as they go in now. He actually doesn't have enough mana for mechanism, but does have the wand charges, so we'll be okay. Shadow Fiend wanting to find a pick off again. Sanjin Yasha and the Shadow Blade done. He's just going to punch Warlock to death. That's going to be like 2, 3, and a raise. Yeah, that's easy. Top lane, though, they're still going. And after the really long chase and the Laguna Blade expended, this is close to the death of the Tide Hunter. Oh, the Naga Siren comes in for the sleep. What a player. And now the CM ulti comes out as well. It's going to connect. Ravage as well used. Tide Hunter baits them into it after a long time, and they end up finding a double. That was big. Great movement, and maybe finds another. Barely able to bring down that Monkey King. Sole person left is the Morphling. He's hunting now. He wants this kill. 9 seconds left before Shadow Blade, and they can't find it. All right. Well, this is definitely feeling like LGD's game at this point. The Naga Siren just now completes her Radiance and is going to really start to put the screws to this EHOME.Keen lineup. That being said, you're getting close to shotgun on Morphling. And that does open up whole new ideas. CM just gone in an instant at the beginning of the fight. Likewise, though, there is Blade Mail. Oh, no, no Blade Mail for Clockwork. Excuse me, he went for Solar Crest. GG item. Battle mid coming, maybe? Vision-wise? LGD are not going to scout this. They want to try and find a kill early on. They need to make something happen. And right now you can see Morphling as well looking for that Naga Siren illusion. Wants to create a replicate of it. They have, Tidehunter in the mid. The eyes are on the prize though. Ame in the back. There's going to be the jump. They get the Flaming Lasso. That should be enough for the kill. Can they burst her in time? They need to stun lock. They need it perfect. Is it going to be there? They do find the kill. Now the Ravage, getting ready to come out. It's still 40 seconds away though. Requiem of Souls connects onto 5 heroes, maybe doing the damage in this one. 3 are gone. They find the kill on Naga, but it comes at a big cost. That being said, there is going to be the tier 2 tower broken down, and Batrider should also make the escape. So you lose your Lina, your Warlock, and your Monkey King, but you find that kill on the Naga and also get a tower. Things coming together as the shotgun is done now for the Morph, and walking forward, they actually see maybe bring him down to almost nothing, and this could end up being a kill in just a second. You know, he gets pushed back. They're not going to be able to chase him. Maybe survives just barely, in spite of that DOT coming in from the Batrider as well. But it just goes to show how strong this lineup can be with the shotgun done on Morphling. You can't rest on him. Such a hard hero to deal with. The next can go back for the Mantis style and become like one of those really strong right-click carries as well. He's already dealing a ton of damage, but then has that extra survivability as well. I just don't have a great answer for the Morphling here. No silences, few stuns. It's a hard game. You can see he's creating replicates of the Monkey King. You'd really love to be able to get a Naga Siren one, but you also just want to make sure that you're staying safe and always have one out no matter what. Meanwhile, LGD, they're going to walk forward here, and hook shot connects onto one. That is a dead Monkey King. Ward up on the high ground, gave all the vision in the world that they would have needed. And now time to go into Roshan. They do have, for the Morphling, any replicate up? He doesn't have it. It ended up dying in that fight too. He has Boots of Travel that are off cooldown now. They can move in, trying to see if they can mess with the illusion, but no, it's not going to be there. Batrider might actually just die right here. Honestly, they're just running him down. He is taking so much damage from these guys, and now with the Aegis there, they're going to go for some split push plays here towards the bottom lane. They'll be able to take the tower very rapidly, but they need to come back and be ready to defend because you have Guardian Greaves on Tide and Requiem coming out as well. Okay, wanted to kill off Melina, doesn't end up happening, and now maybe in some trouble. Pops the BKB, turns the fight, switching over to Strength Form though, going to replicate and then try and walk his way away. Should be able to survive this, I would imagine. Hook shot in. Doesn't end up connecting. You still have Tide under there. They're fighting under the Shrine. Chaotic Offering off of cooldown, but they can't take that fight. And if they're not careful, they might lose the Monkey King here as well. There is going to be the vision. Quick jump away. Heads up play. But now Tide under chasing. They have the net there as well. They're going to connect. And man, Monkey King is just going to take you down. I got to wonder, like, not going for the Basher instead of going for the Shadow Blade. This Tidehunter has just been a menace. Level 20, has 50 damage, the extra 7 armor, and 15 strength. He is so hard to deal with.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Got the bad-mannered taunts. You love to see it.
Dire's structures are fortified.
He does not care. Yang. Not Yang, excuse me. Yeah, Yang, what a player.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Old 11, that's who it is. Keep on getting that mixed up with Vici. Just cast the Vici LGD game. Surprisingly, though, we're not going to see the Shadow Fiend or the rest of the side of LGD try and push high ground here. Again, I don't know if this is a decision that's going to come back to haunt him too much, as you still have a lot of time left on the Aegis. 3 minutes, but maybe you want to think about going for it, and then you can start shutting down map control even harder. Leaving access to the shrines is always a little bit scary, particularly with a Morphling. He is actually just going to be going straight back for the Scotty, it looks like. Ooh, hook shot in. Lina caught yet again, does have a Shadow Blade in 6, but still going to be ran at. TP rotations coming in. They drop the Chaotic Offering, still in trouble. Force staffed away for the moment. They have Ravage available if they want to use it. Chaotic Offering has already been dropped. Now will come to Morphling? Okay, brings down one. They've lassoed up. Maybe this might be what they need. The Ravage comes out. It might be enough as well. But there's going to be the CM ulti doing a ton of damage. They get it out. Ultra kill for Maybe, but will still fall nonetheless. That is only the Aegis. And likewise, only the Morphling lives. So they took down 2 and the Aegis. It's not as bad as it could have been, but it's still not great. The plus side is that you do have still somewhat low respawn times on these heroes, but now this is the moment where you think about going high ground. Like I said, though, it's a little bit scary. Net worth so heavily into the favor of LGD right now. You've got the soul booster done for Ame on this Naga Siren, and just an incredibly farmed Tidehunter. You do not normally see this hero get this out of control. And again, I gotta wonder the validity of going for a Shadow Blade on Monkey King this game. You already have the Shadow Blade there for Lina. You know that they're gonna have dust and detection and probably sentries down in key places where a fight would start. But nonetheless, Morphling now getting closer and closer to that Scotty. That could be all the difference in the world and actually allow him to fight against the maybe Shadow Blade. Good reactions. And the Monkey King. All right, replicate time. Now you have an Ame illusion of your own. Song of the Siren comes out, and Ame is just going to back. Still doing Radiance burn damage to all these creeps, and he'll be able to push these out really effectively. Warlock, in the meantime, going to be ran down, showing the power of this Clockwork. He's just so hard to deal with. And Shadow Fiend on top of him, too. It's just like, it's a monstrous effort to deal with it at all. Naga Siren's going to move out across to the mid lane, going to try and cut the creep wave, make sure that they don't have to deal with too many of these. And in the meantime, Morphling runs into the Tidehunter. And Tidehunter doesn't give a damn at all. Pops the Guardian Greaves, doesn't even need to. Just going to keep running at the Morphling, taunting in his face. And replicate away. 11,000 net worth graph, and 15,000 experience as well.
Money to burn.
So 32 minutes in.
Gold for me.
Batrider still does what they need him to do, but it's going to be harder until he gets that BKB.
Double damage.
That definitely makes these fights difficult to deal with. What else? Like, they really do need a way. Bursting through the Naga Siren is so hard to accomplish, particularly now that she's also going to be regenning just by sitting there with the Radiance burn, you know? So you need to focus on these other heroes, and unfortunately, that is going to be the death of the Clockwork. So they find the kill onto him. Morphling in the mid lane. Had a little bit of a tussle with the Shadow Fiend as well. Tidehunter getting closer and closer to that cooldown reduction. And guess what else? He has the goddamn refresher. This guy is a monster. So, Morphling. Scotty done. He's still top of the net worth chart. Has that replicate illusion out of maybe. No, it's not maybe, excuse me. His replicate is the Naga Siren, which is waiting in base. Probably cut this creep wave, finish it off, and then head back home. Yeah, it's gonna go back home. Now can farm out this. It's just the sort of same movement for the Morphling each and every time. Monkey King might spot this out here. Tidehunter, refresher, as we mentioned. Buyback status, looking at that one, not too many people have it. Dire don't either. And if there's a way to, you know, burst through these heroes and win a team fight, then you do have a lot of tower taking potential. Like Lina and Morphling hit towers quite hard, but it's dependent upon you actually being able to win that fight. And against Double Ravage with currently no BKBs, it seems unlikely that that's going to work. 15,000 net worth lead. EHOME.Keen struggling to find an answer, and Lina going to be caught out again. as she is going to die, and no buyback. Oh, God. 60 seconds in the arena. This might be it. Like, they might just decide to go high ground here. But they don't have to either. And they are going to need to deal with this replicate, rather the split push from Morphlane, who is dealing damage to tier 3 and actually forces out the glyph.
Dire's structures are fortified.
And they're going to try and force this one. You need to be careful. Monkey King is there with the Boundless Strike if they want to try and do it. So they actually are going to need to deal with this Morphlane at some point. And I don't know if they have the tools with which to do it. Because if they TP back right now, they can get those TPs broken. So Morphlane going to hit it. They pull back in onto one, trying to deal the damage to the Naga Siren, and Naga doesn't have sleep anymore. She used it offensively. Can they kill off Ame? Barely left alive. Is going to live through that one. And you look at this right now. You don't have a TP on maybe. So they kill off the Naga Siren, save their own barracks, and they get out. Damage dealt to the tier 3 tower. That was perfectly executed for EHOME, in spite of being down 12,000 net worth. And maybe is getting huge, like he's building towards the Bloodthorn, but if you're getting split pushed by a Morphlane, I don't know what you do then at that point. And he could go for the 50% replicate damage as well. I believe that also counts towards Radiance, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong about that. It could just be right clicks. But this Naga Siren still doesn't have her Manta style. And, you know, I was questioning the Monkey King and his Shadow Blade pickup before, but with it completed, it does give you another avenue to initiate. It's not as good of a team fighting item without that Basher, but they've been able to survive up until this point. Tide's not taunted now. Sitting just out of range, but they did have this ward that spots them all out, and CM brought down to super low HP in an instant. Now it's without a waveform through. What did she end up going? The magic resistance talent, yeah. Without that magic resistance talent, you just die. And she's probably gonna have to go Glimmer Cape. Which means with Blink there, she's not gonna be able to go for like Glimmer and Freezing Field, particularly if she gets the level 3 ulti. You might even see her hold off on using that skill point for a long time. Because you can't afford, Glimmer Cape is too expensive to have that, all of your kit twice, and then also Freezing Field level 3. So Courier Loser is going to go down. That's actually 2 Tomes of Knowledges on that. That would have been maybe 25 if you wanted to go for that. The call is for mid. Roche is back up. But look at the split pushing again. Like, you're in a pretty good position right now. Actually, Morphlane, he doesn't have Boots of Travel up, but they're going to be going for the split push over here instead. And again, they can't really go forward. Like, this creep wave isn't going to be there, and instead it's just going to be the tier 3, maybe about to fall even. Ame goes in for the sleep setup. They want to try and time it perfectly. Is it going to be there? He doesn't end up getting it. Oh, the plays. How did that happen? You just waveform away. You gotta find that setup perfectly. You've gotta hit it. Otherwise, you just end up wasting a ton of time. They pop the Ravage and they don't get the Morphlane. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
Invisibility.
You are getting split pushed as a Naga Siren. You do not feel good right now.
This'll come in handy.
It's still a 10,000 net worth lead, but this is a scary ass moment. And all right, trying to go for the Requiem, does it, and just eliminates that Morphlane. All right, maybe he's like, enough of the bullshit. We're killing you. We're taking you down. It's time to win the game. And that could have, that's a big moment, because that means they can go in and get a free Roche. It doesn't cost them anything as far as split push is concerned. Yeah, and that is big. That's really, really big. You still have buyback, but now with Bat Rider dead as well, Ame has Aegis. They're going to be able to make this work. Uh-oh. I realize his presence of the Dark Lord is on him. Gets 4 shot. Warlock is dead now too, and he doesn't have buyback. That might, I mean, again, I keep saying that might be it, and it's true. It's just dependent upon if LGD want to take advantage of it, and the buyback is there for the Morphlane. They have the sleep now to use if they want to go in for a setup. I mean, they have Freezing Field. They do also have Refresher on Tidehunter if they want to take this. A little bit of indecision again. They stick around, and CM brought down very low. Isn't going to end up quite being killed off there. They take the tier 3, and now they back. Yeah, I don't know. This is not, like, the best time to try and stick around, though. Like, Warlock is here. I think if you're LGD, you just back out. Don't stick around anymore. Go take shrines. Go do other things. So, 23 to 33. Morphlane had to buy back, which definitely hurts. He's trying to build into that E-Blade, which obviously is going to not be as effective as he might want it to be since the Shadow Fiend is getting into that Bloodthorn, and I think has it pretty soon to be completed, unless I'm mistaken. Yeah, it's done now in his inventory. Big item pickup for him. Wukong's command is there. As we said, no Basher yet from Monkey King. They're going to head back in now. Aegis still up for 3 more minutes. Trying to keep maybe off of the barracks. Trying to keep them all off the tower. And the jump through Ravage. Gonna connect. Double Ravage as well. But Warlock got the ulti off. CM ulti is there as well. They have brought down Lina. She is not going to be back up for 70 more seconds. And the chase off to the side. They're doing a good bit, but it's not quite enough. Boundless Strike is going to be there. Could connect onto several. They also have the Radiance Burn coming out from that reflected illusion. Coming out from the Morphlane. They buy back on the Batrider. Want to try and take this fight if possible. The Fatal Bonds is still on all these heroes. And they will start to drop quickly if they can maintain the damage onto him. Maybe looking forward for this one. Wants to take him down low. Silence for the moment, but there's going to be a switch over. Can they get enough? Can they save him? They jump through. They are going to be able to bring down that Morphlane. Huge kill. No buyback. BKB called. And there it is. GG done. EHOME lose the first game, and LGD, they got denied in Epicenter, they got denied in the Summit, they got denied last night in this very same tournament, MDL, with their 1 game away again from qualifying for a major LAN. Will they be able to do it? Well, that was game number 1. I've been Lyrical. You can follow me on Twitter if you like, at LyricalDota. Maybe taking matters into his own hands and winning the game. We will be back in just a few with game number 2, MDL China Qualifiers. See you guys then.